Miami has some absolutely terrible new condos. However, this is not what the video is about. We're going to talk about what are the 10 best in Miami right now. If I don't cover them, it's probably because I don't like them, but not necessarily. So stay tuned to the end for me to give you more information. So it's Q3 2024. Let's count down the best 10 condos in Miami. So knowing that not everyone has a $50 million budget, I'm going to start on with a project that you could get into for around $1 million, which is surprisingly hard these days in Miami. And this is Continuum in North Bay Village. And let me start off, as I will go through with all these buildings, some key statistics. So this building, you can get units between 1 and 4 bedrooms. The price on them starts at $950,000. Average dollar per square foot, $1,600 a square foot. There's 198 units in the building. Expected delivery, it's around Q1 of 2027. Why do we like this project? Well, this actually, like with many buildings, we believe it's necessary to have a good amount of service and amenities and be well structured to exist as its own ecosystem. The bigger the ecosystem, the more sustainable it is. For those people who are residences, there's more things to do. North Bay Village is really up and coming. As an area, it sits slap bang in the middle between the mainland and the beach. And given the fact that there are so many people who are going to be working in Brickell, and they love to work in Brickell and play on the beach, this is really well located. If you'd like to know more about this project, go to the description below where we've inserted a link for this project within our website. Now let's move on to the next one. The next project I'm going to talk about is Cipriani. This is located in Brickell. Now this project, once again, we're going to give you some statistics. 1 to 4 bedrooms, prices from $1.6 million upwards, again around $1,600 a square foot. This time a building with 397 units and an expected delivery of 2025. Why do we like it? Well, we love the Cipriani brand. They have excellent restaurants, they have a good brand reputation, they have a good heritage. It is not ultra luxury, but it certainly starts to look within that more luxurious end of the market. And I most certainly see that in Brickell, we're going to see a lot of buyers coming in to buy luxury as the population changes, and the existing inventory is very shallow when it comes to luxury product. Next up, it's 1428 Brickell. Again, another Brickell condo. Why do I seem to have so much focus on Brickell? Well, it's really simple. There's a lot of new condo construction in around the Brickell market, and that has so much to do with the fact that this is the hub of Miami. It is the most densely populated part. It is the biggest engine in Miami. It's undergoing the biggest growth and the biggest transformation. And as a result of that, developers clearly understand the demand for luxury product in that market. 1428, they're coming out with what seems to be an incredibly high level standard of finish. We have a few questions whether that finish will be delivered. Again, we've got to watch this as it goes through the process. Let's give you some statistics. You're talking here 2 to 4 bedroom units. There are some bigger than that. Price points $2.6 million and up. You're looking at around $1,700 a square foot. There's 189 units in this project with a delivery year of 2028. Next, coming across to the beach. Now we move into a whole other price point, and I'm going to talk about a building called Rivage. Rivage offers luxury units between 3 to 6 bedrooms. You're right on the sand. This project is up in the Bal Harbour direction of Miami. Very popular when it comes to luxury condos. It's currently home to some of the most expensive and luxurious condos that exist in the whole of Miami. You've got the Bal Harbour shops on your doorstep. It's definitely on the upper ends of the market. Let's give you some statistics on this. 3 to 6 bedrooms, you're looking at $9 million plus now. This is a big jump. $3,600 a square foot, which again, double what you'll see in Brickell, but it's a completely different environment. You're dealing with 60 units and a delivery date of 2026. These buildings on the beach at this level are really being delivered at a different quote unquote level. How they get finished out, you've got to really, at a granular level, look into the floor plans and how it's set up. Next up, 6 Fisher Island. I love this project. This is a ultra luxury project. If you know anything about Miami, or if you don't, it's good to understand that Fisher Island was and has been the most expensive zip code in the country for a while. And so when you go on the island, this is a self-contained resort, if you want to call it that. Good and bad, you got to get a ferry to get across onto the island, but once you're there, you have everything at your fingertips. So much that exists within this ecosystem at a very high level. And 6 Fisher Island is a step up from other buildings that we've seen. I did an independent review on Fisher 6, much as like I've done with other buildings, and this particular project has double the amount of amenities that other buildings have had. Being brand new and a number of buildings being a little bit older in that market, it's definitely the next notch up. But what you're talking about is a home in the sky. Let's give you some statistics on that. Here, 3 to 6 bedroom units. You're looking at $15 million plus, typically as a price point. The average dollar per square foot is around $4,000 a square foot. There's only 50 units in the project with a delivery date of 2027. These units are big. This is not a building where you're going to find small 1,500, 2,000 square foot units. Most of these units are big houses in the sky, and some of these square footages are reaching 5,000, 6,000 square feet or more. Now I'm going to move you up to Sunny Isles, trying to give you a bit more of a well-rounded view of all of these markets. Every neighborhood has different attractions, and I appreciate that your needs and wants will vary. Up in Sunny Isles, it's a totally different lifestyle. It's a lot of second homeowners. It's all about being on the beach. The beaches here up in Sunny Isles are some of the nicest and prettiest that you will see. And in this case, we are going to look at St. Regis. It is not the only new condo construction up in Sunny Isles, but it is the building that we've chosen to put on this top 10 list. Again, the St. Regis brand, we do like the St. Regis brand. There's one in Bal Harbour. They really have a good operation. And again, what we're talking about here is a luxury building. Again, it's on the beach, so it's not cheap, but what do you get? Here we're looking at 2 to 4 bedrooms. We're looking at $4.3 million as the starting point, which although might seem higher for beach numbers, is definitely on the lower side, more affordable compared to main parts of Miami Beach. Average dollar per square foot, $2,500 with 170 units and a delivery date of 2026. And next, Shell Bay. Shell Bay is located on Hallandale Beach. This is a full service resort level project. And I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. It's ultra luxury product on scale in a resort environment that wins and appreciates the most and does the best. In this case, you're talking about a completely gated project with tennis, an 18-hole golf course run by the Auberge Group. There is a full clubhouse, restaurants. There is a long list of services and amenities that goes with this project. But let's give you some statistics. Once again, for more information, see the description below where you can click and learn more about the project. Shell Bay, 1 to 4 bedroom units. $2 million plus, which is very affordable at the lower end. Average dollar per square foot, around $2,200 a square foot. There's 108 units and delivery is 2026. Number 3, the Four Seasons Coconut Grove. Now I deliberated long and hard whether I should put this one at number 3, given the fact that Four Seasons as a brand is well known, but the variable that it does sit on a smaller lot and it does come in at a very high dollar per square foot, I really toyed with who I was going to rank in there. The truth is, around you, there's not a lot of choice. I put it in here because I love Coconut Grove. I'm so bullish on Coconut Grove as a neighborhood. It is the village in the city. It's where I live. It's an incredible place to call home. And around you, you have the likes of Park Grove, which as a building has done very well. And you have Vita, which is also another new project, but that is nearly sold out. So there's very few units available. I love Vita, but there's not enough optionality for me to have it on the list because there's only a few units left. But that Vita has always made my top 10 list of new condos in the past. It's a few units, give me a call. But Four Seasons, it's the same builder and group who handle the Four Seasons in Surfside, currently the highest dollar per square foot of any condo in Miami. So very, very high level. And the existing buildings that are up and down that Bayshore corridor, of which there's a sliver of optionality, given that only 10% of Coconut Grove is condos, those buildings have all been renovated, so it doesn't look like they're going away anytime soon. let's give you some statistics on this project. So Four Seasons, you can get units between 2 and 4 bedrooms. Fundamentally, there is only 4 floor plans. Prices are from around $6 million. Dollar per square foot is somewhere between $3,200 and $3,800 a square foot, which for the Grove is quite honestly very high. With that said, it's 72 units with a delivery date of 2027. Again, more information on this to get granular and look at the specific floor plans, because the prices do vary a lot. Go to the description, click the link, and then give me a call. Number 2, Perigon. Perigon have as number 2 on the list. It has been on our previous list before, as we did this in 2023. The Perigon represents another ultra luxury boutique on Miami Beach in a location that quite honestly is a little bit away from the hubbub of all the tourists, which is extremely popular and extremely important for many, many people. The design is incredible. They have a really hard to ignore array of professionals who have come together to be involved in this project, from the developer to the builder to even the restaurateur who's running the project, and the design is honestly quite stunning. This project, units between 2 and 4 bedrooms, $4.5 million is the base price here. I'm not sure currently what's available at that number. Dollar per square foot, around $3,250 a square foot. There's 83 units with a delivery date of 2026, which I think is more like 2027. Go to the description, see the information, click it, and again, give me a call because there's some real specific product out there to talk about. Now, before I get to number 1, I'm going to make a little mention about penthouses. Penthouses are a unique animal. We follow the penthouse market, we talk about it, and there are some incredible new condo construction penthouses throughout Miami in all these best buildings, and some of them are absolutely stunning. These are trophy properties. We're talking about 10,000 plus square foot units, rooftop pools, multi-level properties, 24-foot ceilings in some cases, of course floor-to-ceiling glass. You are on top of the world. These are very special. They have to be analyzed in their own independent way. But right now, there is a good number of options for penthouses, but the developers don't like to typically talk about them. They like to keep them on ice until they're really ready. But if you are a penthouse buyer and you want optics on that, pick up the phone and give me a call. I've been researching and analyzing this for 15 years. I've been an independent consultant for developers for around a decade. I built softwares around analyzing this. I constantly go on the main news channels to talk about the real estate market, and very notably the ultra luxury condo market. So if you need good information, please use our website. Better yet, pick up the phone, give me a call. Now, what you've been waiting for, number 1. The number 1 choice of the best new condo construction in Miami is Mandarin. I've covered Mandarin, but I'm going to go into it in a little detail to explain what I've said before, why it's number 1. Miami is under the biggest migration of wealth in US history, and its pure epicenter is Brickell. That is the focus of the biggest number of hedge funds and big banks and finance groups from around the country, if not the world, merging on one point. With 6 million square feet of Class A office, Brickell is a hotbed of activity. At the same time, it is up to this point a market filled with a lot of rentals and lower level product, priced between somewhere $1 and $3 million typically, and has not had a lot of luxury optionality for buyers. The Four Seasons, Santa Maria, Hallandale on Brickell Quay, and now the new Aston Martin building in the downtown area just crossing the bridge, but that's pretty much it. And it's not a lot of options. And even though they are considered luxury, they're not what I get into the ultra luxury category, because it is at the level for some of these other buildings. But the Mandarin is. It has the characteristics of all the top performing buildings that have come before it over the last 20 years. So if you look at Continuum, if you look at Oceana, if you look at Park Grove, if you look at the Four Seasons Surfside, these buildings are buildings that have units that have doubled in value. They've gone up 100% in the time that they've been open. Some of them have gone up way more because they've been open longer, but they all have one thing in common. It is resort luxury living at scale in a geographical location that cannot be replicated, and that's exactly what Mandarin is. So let's get into the project. It sits on the tip of Brickell Quay. It has unobstructed views, protected in perpetuity, that you simply cannot ignore. That means that no matter what happens, you will not lose your view. There is a hotel element and a residence element. The build quality is extremely high. We've seen the renderings, and their sales office is nearly ready to open, where you can actually walk in and see what they're doing. It's being built by the Swire Group, who are extremely experienced. The construction group is Moss, of which they are again extremely experienced. And we always say to our buyers out there, be aware not just who the developer is, but who is building the project. Because the builders, whether it's Moss or Coastal, those guys know what they're doing, but there's lots of other guys that don't, and that's where the delays happen. That's when you don't get what you pay for, because ultimately there's delays or the build quality isn't what you thought it would be. Now, let's get into the Mandarin project. Typically, units are between 2 and 4 bedrooms. There are some bigger ones as you go up into the building, up in the tiers, you can find some 5 and 6 bedroom units. The prices start from just under $5 million. The average dollar per square foot, maybe around $2,200, $2,300 a square foot. The smallest unit, 2,350 square feet. The biggest unit, the sky's the limit. You've got a penthouse up there, I think it's well over 10,000 square feet, but lots of 4, 5 and 6,000 square foot units. A total of 220 units sitting on a lot over 5 acres with a delivery date of 2029. This is our conclusion for the Q3 2024 Best Condos in Miami. You're welcome to go through and look at our archives of previous years where we talk about new condo construction in Miami, and we have our best 10 every year documented in 2023, 2022, 2021 and before. As always, there's no replacement for a good old phone call. Pick up the phone, give me a call. We have to get granular. And regardless of your budget, whether it's $1 million or it's $50 million, I have a full service team spread across 3 counties who are all experts in the market. We analyze it, we understand it, we know the behaviors. Pick up the phone, give us a call. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for another video coming soon.